There is one word that we have abused in Europe when talking about migration and refugees. The word is crisis. Yes, it is true that we have faced the greatest flow of refugees since World War II, but the issue of human mobility goes well beyond what we experience in Europe. And we know very well that there are more refugees and migrants moving within Africa and within Asia than those coming towards Europe. We live in a world of 7 billion people with dramatic demographic imbalances, where inequalities are growing, where climate change is reshaping the land and the borders of human civilization. So it is up to us to build a new system for human mobility. Human mobility has always existed in human history. But today the challenge is of a different scale. We need to build a system where people can move safely, legally, voluntarily, in the full respect of their human rights and in a sustainable way. This work has already started. It took a while, let me be frank, before Europe accepted its responsibilities, but we are finally doing so. Since 2015, our vessels have saved in the Mediterranean more than 400,000 people. Operation Sophia, an EU operation, is disrupting the traffickers' networks and has brought tens of smugglers to justice. In Turkey, in Lebanon, in Jordan, we are helping over 500 million Syrian children go back to school. The protection of the most vulnerable, the children, the women, is at the core of our action in each and every initiative we take and through specific regional development and protection programs. Faced with so much human suffering, we needed a fast response to save lives and to respond to the needs of an unprecedented number of refugees. But we know that there is no quick fix to the issue of migration. The answer has to look at the long term. And most of all, the only answer we can find is the one we can find together. Let me say that there are forces in Europe, also here in the United States, around the world, who believe that migration is a fight between the North and the South, the richer countries and the developing ones. We do not believe in this. We in the European Union believe in partnerships. We believe we are together in this, and that only together we can give real answers. There is no clash between the North and the South. In fact, there is massive room for win-win solutions. And win-win solutions cannot be imposed by one side to the other. There can only be agreed together. This is why we need a global compact. And in this field, our European Union is testing new tools and a whole new approach, finally. This is the core idea behind our new partnership frameworks, or migration compacts, as we've called them. From security to infrastructures, our priorities are set together with each of our partners, being them countries of origin or transit. And by the way, we are seeing more and more that countries of origin, transit, and destination are the same countries. But we are also mobilizing new players to support the same common objective. Just a few hours ago, I presented a European external investment plan to bring more private investments into fragile areas of our neighborhood and Africa. It's going to mobilize up to 44 billion euros, up to 50 billion US dollars, to bring private investments in Africa and in the Mediterranean. All the projects that we will support will be coherent with the Sustainable Development Goals, focusing on jobs, on sustainable infrastructures, on inclusive growth. I know well that Europe's response to the issue of refugees and migrants hasn't always been perfect or consistent. I said this myself last year at the last UN General Assembly. But I believe our experience, particularly dramatic in these months, now our new approach, especially on the external side of our work with partners, can flow into the new global compact we are shaping. The compact should draw on the existing knowledge of UN agencies, in particular those based in Geneva, but also on the insights coming from the private sector, civil society, diaspora communities, and migrants organizations. And this process should go hand in hand with the integration of the IOM, which we regard the global lead organization for migration, into the UN system. The new compact has to respect the centrality of the 1951 Geneva Refugee Convention and its 67th protocol. It has to champion the new development paradigm enshrined in the Agenda 2030. And it must be a compact for partnership and for shared responsibility globally. You can count on us, on the European Union, to continue to work together for the success of this process and to finally move towards a global governance of human mobility. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your statement.